Hello and welcome to NewsX Auto. My name is Syed Shiraz Shah, and in this video I will tell you a couple of things which no one yet has told you, and perhaps no one else would ever be able to tell you. I'm approaching a decline, and I've switched over to petrol just to check the top speed. This much traffic, I can't do that. This is not a good idea, Shiraz. Alright, so let me tell you that on a decline, when I didn't have the camera mounted, it did reach somewhere around 110, 111. But that's on a decline, that's cheating. Okay, people do it all the time for views. I will tell you, okay, whether the top speed achieved is on a decline or not in all of my videos. But then yes, let me start with this. Let me now switch back over to CNG. Now it's on CNG. Okay, so the top speed, okay, I would say that even if you are a heavier rider, you can, even on CNG, you can expect to see 95 or even 100. Beyond that, it would either be a decline or you would be a light rider like me. I'm 57 kg by the way. Alright, so number one, see, you might be thinking whether this would be a safe motorcycle. No, let's talk about safety first. Yes, so whether this would be a safe motorcycle or not, whether it would catch fire like the electric scooters have been catching ever since they were introduced. The answer is no. There are people who have asked me that ours is a hot country, so I tell them that, come on, have you ever seen that because of, say for example, in summers, the hottest states in our country, they see anywhere between 48, 49, 50 or even 51, 52 degrees Celsius. So I asked them, have you ever seen an auto parked in the sun and it catches fire, or a CNG car catching fire just because it was parked in the sun? The answer is no. Of course, all sorts of cars will catch fire because of other reasons. Auto ignition temperature is not one of them, is never one of them actually. And I'll tell you exactly why. So petrol, it has an auto ignition temperature of 240 degrees Celsius up to 280 degrees Celsius. That's the range. So for petrol to auto ignite, the ambient temperature needs to be 246 degrees Celsius at least. When that happens, in fact much before that happens, all life forms on earth, okay, would be burnt. Alright, the planet would be finished anyway, so you would not care what happens to your petrol vehicle. So 246 degrees Celsius up to 280 degrees Celsius, that's the range at which petrol would auto ignite. So that basically means you have a petrol can lying over there, or petrol anywhere in your vehicle, if the ambient temperature reaches 246 degrees Celsius and above, petrol will start burning. It would catch fire. The auto ignition temperature of CNG is nearly double that. It's 560 degrees Celsius. Alright, so yes, you can park your Bajaj Freedom 125 CNG in the sun. I mean, of course, you would want to avoid that for other reasons. You would want to, protect the paint, and you would not want to sit on a seat that's hot as an oven. But then yes, you would if at all you thought that, oh, you know what, I would not park it in the sun in 50 degrees because my bike will catch fire. No, it's not going to happen. Number two, how about the reliability? Again, there are two things. Number one, which is common sense. See, who's making this bike? Bajaj Auto, a manufacturer that makes and sells the largest number of CNG three-wheelers, auto rickshaws. Okay, chances are that any and every CNG auto rickshaw that you take is manufactured by Bajaj Auto. So yes, that's the manufacturer that has the most amount of experience, okay, with CNG three-wheelers. And of course, they have been making motorcycles for decades as well. So when Bajaj made the first CNG production motorcycle in the world, I said that it's only Bajaj that could do it. But that's sheer common sense that even you would be able to figure out. Where my expertise as a reviewer comes into the picture is what I am about to tell you now. See, when the bike was launched, I got the invite, and although I don't do walk around videos, I wanted to go to this one because of course it's the first CNG motorcycle in the world. I could not go, and I'll just slightly digress and tell you why I do not do walk around videos. See, the point is, I feel that a reviewer's job is to tell you things that you cannot do on your own. Okay, not by just going into the showroom, not by taking a short ride, even not by keeping the bike for a longer time. Why? Because that's not your expertise, right? For example, you may be a doctor, that's your expertise. You may be a barber, that's your expertise. And you guys trust us guys, you consider us experts, and you take our word for everything. You think that, oh, you know what, this guy has millions of subscribers, so he would be an expert. Let me burst that bubble. No. Over 98% of the reviewers in India are downright noobs. They have zero technical knowledge. They do not know how an engine works. They do not know how a gearbox works. Okay, the technical knowledge is zero. They are just pretending, and they just tell you first they'll read the brochure, they'll tell you the basics, which even you can do. Alright, so I was talking about that I could not make it to the launch, but I did write a story, a full page story in the Daily Guardian newspaper. So I write for the Daily Guardian newspaper, guys, every Thursday. Page number 14, that's my page, the auto page. Please read it. If you can, get the hard copy of the newspaper, that's great. But we also have an e-paper. You can read it online. So I wrote that story, and I, while at it, I checked with Bajaj. I asked them what have they done for to contain exhaust valve recession. All right. So and I texted them. Okay, and they are lovely people. They are all technical people, and so they really liked the question. I said, I really want to know what have you done, to check exhaust valve recession. And they said that, Shiraz, while we cannot give you the details, all the details right now, I said just give me the basics, okay, the basic information. So they said that, Shiraz, we can assure you that the valve and the valve seat material being used by major car manufacturers in their CNG cars are material, and of course the technology used in manufacturing the valves and valve seats is either at the same level or, okay, thinking out loud, they did not say that it's better. They said that it matches them, it's not below them. And that is the assurance that I needed to tell my viewers that as far as reliability is concerned, trust me, this engine would be as reliable as any other petrol motorcycle's engine in this segment. All right. Now let's talk about the usual stuff of the review. Although my fault, the chap had already indicated that he will, wow, he changed his mind. Okay, anyway, I'll just park here and conclude the video. See, because when I'm riding, I'm focusing on the road more. Of course, that is how it should be. All right. So quickly, see, the ride quality is a bit, because the suspension is a bit on the firmer side. Okay, it has a beefy monoshock, and adjusting the preload is, I said that in the Yazdi Adventure review that adjusting preload on that motorcycle is a nightmare. This is even more difficult, okay, because there's hardly any space for you to put the C spanner. See, even if you put it, okay, how will you move it? So I did manage on that one. I didn't need to adjust it on this one, so I didn't bother. But then yes, Bajaj should have tried to create some more space. But then again, this is a small compromise, because of course they had to make sure, I mean, come on, you have to give them the credit of making the first CNG motorcycle in the world, production motorcycle, and the weight management is terrific. All right, the weight distribution is terrific. This bike really handles well. Okay, so yeah, this is a small compromise. And anyway, forget about the masses. Even the reviewers, okay, they do not know how to adjust the preload, so I think that's okay. If you are buying this motorcycle, I would suggest get it at the lowest notch, okay, ride it, and then come back, get it on the third notch, ride it again. That will tell you at what setting you would need the preload to be. If you're riding single, if you're riding one up, the stock setting is absolutely fine for my weight. My weight right now is 57 kilos. All right, and I love this motorcycle suspension. Why? It's not back braking, it's just firm enough to let you know that it's kind of a sporty motorcycle, although that was not Bajaj's intent. All right, this monoshock okay, is there because of packaging constraints. It's not because Bajaj thought, oh no, let's not give them dual shock absorbers, give them a monoshock. No, this is, although of course it's great that we have got a monoshock, but let me tell you that it's because of packaging constraints. All right, it's not that Bajaj did charity. No, they did not. Let me tell you that. Okay, but then yes, it's a good thing that we got a monoshock on this and not those rudimentary dual shock absorbers. Now so yes, the ride quality is, as compared to say the Splendors of this world, okay, people would find the ride quality on those to be exemplary over bad roads. But then on bad roads, because of course the suspension is so soft on those motorcycles that you have to of course slow down, otherwise the bike can throw you off, okay, or you would end up scraping its underbelly. So on this one you don't have any such constraints. You can literally gun it over bad roads like an adventure motorcycle. This is a mini scrambler sort of a motorcycle, right? So whenever I see a bad patch, I stand up and I gun it, and it's terrific, let me tell you that. Okay, 2-up, the ride quality further improves. So even if you're riding 2-up, you see a bad patch, a Splendor guy and the pillion, of course if he's carrying a pillion, would be slowing down. You can still carry a lot more speed than that guy. Definitely helps if you want to get away from the rut, okay, because see, I've always maintained that you should ideally be a bit ahead of the riffraff around you. So yes, and again I'm sure you would have understood by now, the handling is terrific. This is the best handling 125cc motorcycle right now. Of course, I'm not talking about the KTM Duke 125. You are smart enough to understand the segment this bike would try to disrupt is the 100 to 125cc segment. Amongst all those motorcycles, this is the best handling motorcycle, that too by a mile. Okay, it's beautiful. The tires could have been better. That I'm talking about the tire grip. But again, see, because this handles so good, okay, I was riding it a bit enthusiastically, and then I observed that the tires could have had more grip, okay, and the brakes are a bit abrupt. All right, they need to be a bit more progressive. Again, these are things that the intended customer of this motorcycle, okay, would not bother about, because he would not be riding this motorcycle like that. So for him, the tire grip, the braking performance is absolutely satisfactory. Okay, now the fuel efficiency. Okay, see, the fuel efficiency First of all, let me tell you the capacity. They are claiming 2 liters for the 2 kilograms for the CNG tank, 2 liters for the petrol tank. Even the petrol tank does not take a full 2 liters, number one. Number two, same for the CNG. Okay. Now for the petrol tank, of course, there is a dead stock of around 100-200 ml. So I did fill up what 1.73 at one occasion, and I think 1.83 or 1.85 at one occasion, and that's absolutely acceptable. Okay, so you can say that yes, the usable fuel is somewhere less than 2 liters, 1.8 liters to be precise, and the same would hold true for the CNG. Okay, 1.8 would be the usable CNG. Now again, and CNG I could not reach 1.8 or anything over that. 1.77 was the best that it could take. Of course, it depends upon the CNG pressure at the pump as well, but then and that's how it is going to be for the majority. So 1.8 kilogram and 1.8 liters for petrol. So I when I was riding, okay, let's talk about petrol first. I was riding cautiously. I could extract a petrol tank range of 115 kilometers. Okay, so that's what I think over 55 kilometers, right, per liter. And with CNG, I tried once, just riding non-stop at full throttle. It still gave me 150 kilometers. Riding like this, like the potential customer of this motorcycle would, I could extract 170 kilometers. So yes, a phenomenal efficiency in CNG. Okay, almost 100 kilometers per kilogram of CNG. That's phenomenal, guys. And 50 kilometers, let's say, for per liter for petrol. So see, even in the worst case scenario, you would have a range of 150 plus 100. Again, if you are gunning it in petrol also, it would come down to 40. So that would be 80, somewhere around 80 kilometers. So 150 plus 80, 230. 230 kilometers would be the worst. Worst case scenario. So 230 kilometers is what you will get in the fuel efficiency overall, or you can say the full tank, comprising both the tanks. That's the fuel efficiency that you'll get, or the full, or the range, sorry. So yeah, in worst case scenario, the range would be 230 kilometers. Best case scenario would be what, 200 from CNG. You would seldom get 200. Okay, you would get 180 at best. 180 and 100, 280. So anywhere between 250 to 280 would be the best case scenario. All right. One more thing which you will realize later on, but let me tell it to you right away. So when you switch it to petrol, okay, and even if the petrol tank is full, you will see this icon. Okay, this does not mean that there is low fuel. When there is actually low fuel in the petrol tank, this would start blinking. Okay, other than that, there is no gauge. Why? Because this is a limp home tank. I'll talk about it. And when you put it to CNG, this is the CNG icon. Okay, and of course you have the gauge. So also right now it has 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. There ideally should be 6 bars when the tank is full. I never saw 6 bars. Whenever I got the CNG tank full, I always saw 5 bars. Okay. Alright, so now your question would be, why there is a tank of only 2 liters? See, our law states that in CNG vehicles, okay, you should have the petrol tank, okay, of not more than 2 liters, not more than 3 liters in 3-wheelers. Why? Because then you can, you don't need to go through all the testing procedures for that are required in case of a petrol vehicle. Okay, so with this one and with the CNG autos, Bajaj autos, or for that matter any manufacturer that's producing a CNG vehicle with a limp home tank, okay, then they do not have to go through all the norms, okay, all the certification required for a petrol vehicle. They only have to take care of all the procedures, all the certifications, all the norms associated with the CNG vehicles, which I can tell you are a bit more relaxed as compared to petrol vehicles, okay. The moment they increase the fuel tank capacity over 2 liters, then they would have to certify it as a petrol vehicle, and then they would have to go through all those test procedures and certifications, and and they have to fulfill and abide by all the norms required from a petrol vehicle. That said, Bajaj says that even right now, they're when the engine is running on petrol, it will comply with all the norms of petrol vehicles, okay. That basically means that yes, you can expect a bigger capacity motorcycle in the future that would have perhaps a bigger CNG tank and a bigger petrol tank as well, okay. And what else? Okay, quickly see how's the performance in CNG mode. I have done the acceleration test in both CNG and petrol. Please watch that video. And by the way, I haven't yet checked the time, okay. I haven't so I am saying this, that video, by the time you're watching this, the video would already be live. At the time of shooting this video right now, I have not edited that video, so that video is not live. But then by the time you're watching this video, that video would already be live. I can tell you, the seat, of the pants feel is that this is the 0 to 100 acceleration would be somewhere around, what's achieved by the majority of 100 to 110 cc petrol motorcycles, okay. No, the 125s would be, for example, the Shine would be much quicker, all right. In petrol, again, there is not much of a difference, so more or less it would be the same, okay. Okay, one thing, say for example, if you have to climb an incline, you don't really have to put it on petrol and then gun it, no, okay. 2-up, this would do everything that a petrol motorcycle would do. Just don't expect it to be explosive. You do not expect a Splendor to be explosive, don't expect this to be explosive as well, okay. This will take 2 people everywhere, all right, without frustrating you. One thing, okay, which Bajaj may want to improve, again, see, this is a limp home tank, okay. This has been given, okay, like on the CNG autos, they have a 3-liter tank. In case your CNG you have exhausted your CNG and you would not want to be stranded on the road, just like that's the biggest problem of electric vehicles. The idea behind the limp home petrol tank is that you should be able to limp back home and not blast back home, okay. Although of course they have not restricted the top speed in any way, you can still gun it, and I have already told you the fuel efficiency. So yes, if you're the moment you exhaust your CNG and you have a full tank of petrol and your house is less than 100 kilometers away, less than 80 kilometers away, you can gun it. Okay, so coming to the performance, the regular performance, see what happens when you are say riding at 50, 60 or whatever speed, okay. In this is something that you'll notice in the 4th and 5th gears, okay. In fact, you'll notice it in almost all the gears. But then, the riding situation ensures that you do notice it in 4th and 5th gear. So what happens when you're riding, say for example in CNG, when you're riding, okay, and you're riding in 5th, all right, say for example your speed is 60, 70, okay, let's keep it 70. You see traffic ahead, you know that by the time you reach over there, it would start moving. Okay, it's already moving, but you know that you might not have to press the brake. So what you do, you leave the throttle, okay, and then when you open it in CNG, it's an absolutely smooth affair. In petrol, there is a couple of milliseconds hesitation, and a couple of milliseconds hesitation in part throttle. So for example, this is for example 70, okay, and you are slowing down, but you're not leaving the throttle completely, you are doing this, okay, and then when you open it, there is a lag, and when you leave the throttle completely and then open it, okay, by the time for example it has dropped down to 60 or even 50, and when you open it, then there is almost half a second or more. It's not a 1 second lag, or it could be a 1 second lag, but then there is definitely a lag in when you're riding it in petrol. In CNG, there's absolutely no such on-off throttle lag, so that transition is absolutely smooth in CNG. Sagar's favorite term, on-off throttle transition. So, and again, on-off throttle transition could be picking it up in 2nd gear, all right, like from a closed throttle, right? So we're not talking about that, all that that on-off throttle transition, okay, in 2nd, 3rd, all right, picking it up, accelerating, that's okay. It's only when when you're cruising, you leave the throttle, or you just lower the speed, but the throttle is still a bit open, even if you go back to your previous higher speed, that initial response, okay, that initial bit of fueling, there is a lag. There is one ECM. There are different injectors of course for petrol and CNG. There is one ECM. I hope Bajaj improves the fueling in petrol, okay, so that that this particular thing is taken care of. Again, you might not, you will notice it when you're riding it in petrol, but then it's not something that will create an issue, all right. You are actually buying this motorcycle to ride a lot more on CNG than on petrol. So yeah, how it performs in CNG is actually more crucial, and it performs really nice. Again, it's not a fire breather. You're not expecting it to be a fire breather. In petrol, you will of course get more performance, but the overall smoothness is more in CNG. Yes, okay. And yeah, I think that sums it all, right? So guys, this was my review of the Bajaj Freedom 125 CNG, the world's first CNG motorcycle by Bajaj Auto. And please let me know if you like the video. Do let me know if you have any questions, and please do subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave a question, do leave a comment. I'm getting dehydrated now. Do leave a comment even if you do not have a question, and I shall see you soon in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.